allowed him to be really aggressive, may let him
And
kind of...
Bot's not going to be able to take over to level 2 anytime soon. Here comes the dive. All summoners available for Xue and Bot. As the dive will commence, Wink trying to get the aggro. They get the Braum stun down, but an immediate cleanse comes across, and Bot is at least able to set up first blood trade for Xue. Still trade Bot.
Maybe he makes a return gank here and tries to force out that flash early on from Bot. I just don't know how much we're going to be able to get off of this play. It's really going to have to set down on this Varus.
Oh, Wink able to get that stun. Here comes a re-gank from Zhao Hao. Remember, Bot still has that flash available. Xue trying to kite back. The Braum Q is going to land on the Bot, trying to potentially get a stun up, but Xue is going to sacrifice himself so Bot stays safe. But it's a kill.
Otherwise, all you've done is sapped experience and really lost time in the jungle.
Face check. Wink is going to figure out that Sorrow was waiting, throws the shield up. Good crash down over top. Glacial Fissure committed, but Sorrow's going to find Wink. They had more than enough damage to get it done. And FPX, you're talking about all, just all reactive play. FPX are really on the back foot, it feels like, in this early game.
Very death rushing here. They have Ashe ultimate. You can always make a really far out play.
Available.
Bot has the cleanse.
They're just going to go for Xue instead. They get the lockdown with the Cyclone, the Braum stun, everything over top.
No!
Failed flash from Bot as well. Is not going to have time to cleanse anything. It's a double kill. Back over to Awesome and EDG.
Oh my, now FPX, they finally start up the Dragon, but that's going to be at very most maybe 2 plates going down for EDG here, and they're going to get so much gold already injected with those 2 kills for the bottom lane here. Xiaohao
down as the arrow comes through, so that's a key engage tool off the board for EDG. With the Herald below 4,000 HP, ZDZ trying to approach, fighting lines established. Xiaohao looking for a flank through the river with the Cyclone. They're going to gauge right onto ZDZ, wants to go in, tons of ultimates drop through, and it's a secure for FPX, but it's a wipe on the back of the fight too. What a crash down from Xue, and now the rest of the team can just run wild. Only Angel able to limp away. What a punchback. Should be able to knock it down, but EDG are really stacking the answer on the top side.
Here's the Ashe ultimate, just again buying space for the team. Sheer getting gold, I think the Dragon, but I don't think you're going to be able to get both.
Here come Fun Plus Phoenix. Eyes on the Shockwave and Equalizer combo from those solo lanes. Sheer and Care, the big heroes last time, bringing the punch. Was able to give them that fight win. Dragon under 3,000 HP. Zhao Hao looking to control it, but here comes a big arrow across, and it's a steal. We all know and love it. The Varus secures the Drake, and that means time to get out for FPX. What a play from Bot.
Hey, thank you, Bot. You saved us the objective, and EDG lose out on the play there. Angel was cut off and unable to do too much without the game, so I mean, that was just a really great steal, and off of that, it turns into a turret
this one, especially talking about the damage department, really coming online at this point.
Yeah, Care, I think, optimizing mostly to deal a little bit of damage towards some of the tankier members, but that Luden's companion also helps with not really able to kind of utilize some of the Orianna ultimate shock factor there, so without them...
Going to focus their attention back towards that Baron pit, but the mid-tier ones being up is really hampering the advancements for either one of these teams, and FPX are just going to brute force their way through. I don't care what LS says.
Or we just try to get both of our solo laners. At that point, if you're going to wait, just try to get gold and experience onto Orianna, and maybe we get to see them do something. They're starting up this Baron.
Great scrying orb. Oh, the arrow is going to connect onto Care. Oh, no. The lockdown and the Ori is down. What a find from Awesome. And now Xue could be next on the menu. Cyclone gets the knockup. One more auto. Gets the Braum stun through. It's a second for EDG. One small misstep gives a mountain of success towards Edward Gaming.
That's going to be 2 members dead. And now Sheer has TP'd for this play. They really do not want to give this up. It's 30 seconds before Care is up and available, and he will have TP. If FPX can stall this objective, they can find a fight on the back end.
Don't have vision. Sprouting Despair down is going to grab Sheer.
Sorrow.
There's the Equalizer through Sorrow in the middle of all of EDG. Going to get knocked up and thrown to the Wolves. ZDZ in the all-out form now going to chase on the Bot, who gets a clutch flash, and he's got the lethal tempo starting to fly here, burning through health bars with no regard for human life. But it's Zhao Hao to shut him down and close out Sheer. A delayed ace coming through for Edward Gaming. Right, even though he was getting the autos through that Crescent Guard, you're still stacking lethal tempo, and if you let the Varus evolve in those fights, Get those high.
Oh, they tried to sneak in. I like the idea of it. If you enter from the top side of the jungle, it's possible. We're seeing the TPs coming in. This has to be the team fight from FPX. Can we see the mid and the rest of this team really link up and start? Maybe they try to turn here with the ultimate from Ashe.
They got to make up their minds.
Oh, Jway.
There's the Ashe arrow, goes wide. The Baron is going to be taken away, stopped, because Sorrow is going to be the target. The Crescent Guard providing so much value. ZDZ goes in, but he's cut down. Equalizer through a separate Angel from the rest of the pack, and Awesome steps up, but steps into his own demise. The clutch Ori shield bails out bot, and exactly what
Ashe, right? It's a free Scryer's Bloom anytime they want it. They still have these ultimates. I think right now, instead of finishing the Baron, they might actually just grab it and then look to turn.
Oh, Ashe arrow through. It's going to connect onto Sheer. The steal is taken. Xiao Hao rescues the Baron for EDG. And now all Barts are off. ZDZ trying to find an angle in is going to flash back because EDG, they don't need to push the fight here. They just got away with a highway robbery of the Baron.
But it's that range advantage they're able to make use of. Awesome also can look for the ultimate. I like this move coming in.
Trap FPX.
Xiao Hao's on a flank here, not going to get spotted until they get right into this brush. So they've lost a large portion of the river. Doesn't land. Xiao Hao can take the blast cone. He'll get spotted.
We've had 2 steals already, 1 Dragon, 1 Baron, and it's once again going to be given over to Sorrow. In goes Xiao Hao towards the backside, but his front line has already been blown up. Bot going to flash away, but Xiao Hao is able to find the angle. Awesome and Angel are cooking the front line on the backside as Sheer goes into the stasis, has to flash away. Big shockwave comes across from Sorrow to make sure Awesome thinks twice about stepping up. But FPX are hurting. Spiraling Despair not going to land on the retreats. And FPX are
on this Baron. It looks like they want to start this up immediately. It's going to be the Scryers immediately going out, so they'll see this is happening. Care is recalling. Where is he going to be able to TP to? Is he going to TP behind them? It's going to be too far. He's going to TP straight into the mid lane, and it's already half gone.
The Ashe damage is just with Xiao Hao. They're able to burn through it. There's not going to be a contest this time. Xiao Hao's not going to have to steal the Baron away. He gets it. No contest.
First move into the Dragon. So they did end up trading, the Baron for potentially a soul here. And they're going to move in, push in on their mid wave. They don't even care about side lanes anymore. ZDZ's first in.
He's getting melted, though, by bot's damage. You have to back up safely. Sorrow does not unleash the Crescent Guard, that key ultimate to nerf the damage of EDG. They'll start up this Dragon. Xiao Hao, do you have another magic move in you? Already stole 1 Baron away. Engage through for Wink, does not hit the Glacial Fissure. Xiao Hao is on the flank once more. Care has them marked, but they're getting funneled. In goes Xiao Hao, going for Care with the double Cyclone knockup, but Care gets out. Awesome's gonna execute Shui, but into the Guardian Angel goes Xiao Hao. The Dragon on the backside, secured by EDG, and now it's just pandemonium. CDZ marked for death on the backside. Awesome jumped on by Bot, who flashes over the wall towards his demise, and now Awesome turns with the Gatling gun. Ace across for EDG with 1 more Braum Q. Give him the ace.
They grab the Dragon, and Bot is going to get thrown to the wind as they win a huge team fight for EDG.
I did that replay yesterday. Oh, I needed it yesterday. That was mind-boggling of a flash. I mean, AD carry rules 101. We're the AD carry caster desk. He just broke the golden rule.
I literally saw it coming too. I was like, Bot has been having some flashes that maybe I don't necessarily agree with.
You called it, yeah.
I saw it coming through. I was like, he's getting way too close to that wall. Maybe they go for the end here. 10 seconds before Bot is not available. And that's going to be the end of the game.
That's it. Angel's damage on the burn was enough, and EDG.
They get into some pretty tricky situations, and I wonder whether or not we were actually going to be getting ignites from our bottom lanes because of how dangerous they are. Leo's going to make a beeline for this objective. Their bottom lane, however, for the side of LGD, recalling here, will mean that they won't be able to contest for this. Climber is going to be a very sad jungler in about a few seconds here, as they will meet up on the Raptors. Last time he came over here, he lost his flash at the 1.5 minute mark. I'm sure this time around, I think this is so tough. XQW does not have any kind of mana. They try to make this trade. YCX canceled the recall.
Wow, what a headbutt pulverized from YCX. First blood over to Climber, and Xiao Rui's having a flash for the hills, but Xiao Yi gets the slow. Couple more spears through it can find the kill, but they'll at least be able to claim the Hank on the backside here. Just a couple more dashes. Another headbutt pulverized with the cherry on top. YCX giving LGD a big bonus to start off this early game.
Great job from them to cancel that recall as one of the portions.
Teleport in XQW to match the mid-wave prio, and they're going to secure the 3 grubs, even though LHQ is getting a free fire on that bot lane turret.
So he's getting a little bit of alone time. It's plates. LQX.
Oh, wow. Sui's going for it all out down. Doesn't hit the 1Q target, but he's got Climber coming over from across the wall. Flash for YXL, but the Rock wins. Rock, paper, scissors. I'm taking Rock and Climber. First match after we got to see, you know, the classics of LPL, the EDGs, the FPXs of Group A. We get this, like, pseudo LDL rematch. It's also...
I think if they're able to make this turn, it's going to be massive. Yu does have flash on this Lilia, so potential for a big play to come on through.
Sasui looking for an engage. They have the Rel picked down. They're just going to burn through the Hank's health bar, and Climber's able to find another pick on the backside as well. Emperor's Divide going to separate LQH from the rest of LGD as they redraw their battle lines. It lets XQW just start to cook. Flash in, comes across from YCX. Does force out the dive to get this kill. Sasui on his own is going to pick up a first turret with 5 plates. Just cannot understate how much gold that is to LGD
6
alone.
grubs. And also, this is the same lane where he had to play against Corki for a large portion of the lane.
Oh, here we go. The Hank wants his revenge. Crash down Magnetstorm onto 2. They do interrupt Loyiyu trying to get forward. There's the Fate's Call. Impale is going to grab JQH in the middle of his counter-strike. Shuriken Shuffle does not save any of LGD. Here come the juniors exploding onto the Rift. And it's only Xiaoyi that's able to teleport or flash back to safety back towards topside. Hello! YXL gets dragged over the wall. He thought his turret was the safety. He's able to dash over the wall away from Sasui, but hopefully he learned his lesson.
Watch the wave on the opposite side of the map and grab the dragon for themselves. I think all in all, a great string of plays that come off of what felt like LGD almost over-forcing.
Like, switched up. It's like
it was offensive for his team.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, right? But not necessarily the intended goal. The best part about that for BLG Juniors is
a Herald in your back pocket as well. I think you could very realistically say, look, we can ignore this next dragon in 3.5 minutes.
Is going to become real apparent as this game evolves on, but for now, LGD are really committing for this mid-tier 1 turret. They teleport on a minion to grab the ag.
Let Jack split on the side lane. BLG Junior, as long as this doesn't crash into inhibitor, I think this is a massive win for them. I think they've cut out a lot of the gold in LGD. Potential turret damage and maybe even taking this full structure, especially with that Trinity Force in hand. I think right now, if you're a BLG, you might even be waiting for that second item as you're pretty close to getting oh my god, Climber.
Climber caught something in the water. He's got a fresh LQH and he's putting it on the griddle. Kill picked up by Xiaoyi, and they're going to continue the push with those 6 grubs and watch the structures fall.
They've got those 6 grubs. Oh my god, this turret literally melts in front of them.
Oh my, what a play from XQW trying to throw Zhao Rui to the wolves, and will finally fall to XQW as the Lilia next to go into the stasis. Loyiyu down. It is a party in BLG Junior's base, and LGD are kicking the doors down. I don't know. This is a little awkward. All right,
there we go. So they caught the wave. I thought BLG Junior were going to try and catch this wave a little bit higher so that they have to walk through the turret, but great pressure coming in from LGD, and the mid laner here, XQW, finds the engage, is able to take more damage, and while they don't get the turret, I think the more important part is just staggering some of these timers here from BLG.
Youngins down. You can tell they just hands check each other with these plays, man. They see a window, they bust it open. And we might have another one brewing here with Sasui on the flank, trying to set up, maybe grab somebody. Impale on the other side comes across from Climber. They're just going to burn through Loyiyu, who does fall. No Lilting Lullaby. The Hank is next. The bullet time comes through, but in goes XQW. This time, the soldiers say, no, we're not playing your game. So the double marksman from the juniors melt through them, but it's the only kill found for BLG.J.
They're going to start up this Baron, and think about how much damage they do. Callista plus this Skarner here. YXL and Zhao Rui not really in any position to contest. It's going to be the big purple worm going over to LGD, and another great team fight. Really getting off to an amazing start, so I mean, they're just kind of taking everything they can get. It's going to be almost an 8,000 gold lead now after this turret. You're even having in the mid lane. They're going to TP for this play and continue the push with their Baron.
I love a good 4-1 split. Nice to see LGD are subscribing to it. Sasui just has so much health, it's hard to even thread this Cassante on the other side. And here comes a beefed up Baron wave, bringing the mites, it's bringing everybody to try and knock open this BLG.J base.
Okay, pushing on 2 waves. Great timing from LGD to try to coordinate both of the mid and the bottom lane to crash at the same time, make it difficult.
Oh, they
ICX
just
finds
picked.
engaged.
Where did the Hank go? The Callista damage is very apparent. And now you got a man advantage for LGD, and you could take even more off the supper table.
Maybe they just end the game here. I mean, they have 6
24
grubs.
minutes.
Baron is up for another minute in terms of the buff. Very realistic that they could try to look for this, and they still have the Fate's Call if they need to find the engage. Climber still has his Impale. Might be the base defense coming in from Juniors.
There they go. The turret drops. 2 immediate forward flashes from the front line of LGD. Not going to find anything. Just trying to get some space. That's a backwards Impale. Oh, Climber. We're going to want to think twice about that one. YCX goes in, interrupts the bullet time. He gets pulled out by the Fate's Call, but he gets pulled into the meat grinder. My lord, you blink and you miss it. And BLG Juniors make the stand of a lifetime. Ace back to LGD's face.
No flash on the Lilia. You still have no flash on the MF. They're going to make this flank TP with the Jax, and if they can't make it here, it might just be the end of the game.
This is it. Another big stand for BLG Juniors. LQH spotted on the flank. YCX gonna go in, gets the double impale set up from Climber, and now it's time to clean them all up. The Stream and Shuffle interrupts LHQ, jumping in with the counter strike. A 0 sorcery from XQW, and with 2 picks, that just might be the game.
Teleport's coming in. We're going for it. They've got a minion wave in mid. They've got a minion wave in bot as well. Those 6 scrubs, we just keep talking about them. Turns out they're pretty damn good. So LGD are going to find one more fight around the Nexus.
Down goes LQH, goes into the stasis. Big play from YXL, but he falls flat. You can't burn through the supers, the mites, or Climber. LGD, fresh off an LDL win. Make a statement here in the Demacia Cup. The tanky engagement, they're going to lean lane dominant. The classic Ezreal karma.
Ooh, and immediately the slam coming in from BLG.
Yeah. Game will be a lot more complex. Scrubs and Dragon going to be on the Rift at the same time. It's the Hank looking for an angle onto Care, who does have the flash available. In goes YXL, throws him to the Wolves. The Hank gets the lockdown and flash. Maybe not even need to be expended. Care does get back towards his team. Doesn't get the shockwave off. Mystic shot started to fly. In comes Sorrow from the side. The Hank flashes away to throw his mid laner down into the fire of bots. So first blood, BLG Junior, but cleaned back up by FP. Bot in the bot lane. I'm not about to spin on.
Look, the karaoke, considering we're both Jack Harlow fans, I don't think we should be talking about rap right now. I think we're
hey, man.
the qualification.
Hey man, he's
look, he's in a different lane right now. He's in a different lane. They've got the dragon here for FPX. Let's see if BLG can actually go for the contest. Sheer is in such a tough spot versus this Rumble.
Warded Dragon, in goes YoYu, able to get a good cycle, and the Impale comes across from Sorrow, grabs 3, but he actually gets thrown into BLG Junior's bot is far too low to continue fighting. What a Shuriman shuffle from YXL, who is tired of the
Dragon for them as well. They're winning on the top side of the map. We've got Krubs spawning in a minute and a half, so they're going to have those ultimates back like Caitlyn, or you can try to play champions that can kind of ignore the minion wave. So great job from Jaro recognizing that one of the ways you get around not only Ezreal, but also this Orianna, even Mbessa without her tank build, is going to be to just outrange them. So great job from him. He's going to have a lot of utility in this game, not only with his ultimate, but with how much damage he's going to be able to apply.
Oh, YoYu going for it all onto Bot, who flashes back with a depth charge follows. Bot is down. They get the Impale from Sorrow, able to trade AD carry for AD carry, but the public execution has been ordered by FPX, and with the slows, YoYu's going to fall, and the Hank has to watch as his team crumbles. He gets the dredge line, though, and with the help of the turret, is actually able to trade out Sheer. Here comes LQH, maybe looking to clean up.
The other spells, it's not like your Varus ultimate is spreading onto the Mbessa, onto this Skarner. It was onto a single target, and now they've lost multiple flashes from some of their carries. They lost a lot of those kills, and now we're moving in. It's going to be 3 grubs here for BLG Junior. Can they get one more for the grubs? And it is good. They got the mites now.
Got the mites.
Oh,
Don't
he messed
really
up
worry
the
about the
W.
fifth
Oh, no,
one. He's not over the wall. Well, YoYu, he's dead. He doesn't have flash. He just burned it. Is he going to get the grub? He does at least get the grub. Consolation prize, but small mistake gives Bot more gold. Some solid damage down with that Eclipse stun.
Eclipse is great. I'm kind of sad that they changed this item. As someone who off-rolls to top lane, I love playing a lot of Jace, and this Eclipse item, still a rush on that champion, but definitely a little bit different nowadays. Great job from Bot by canceling the recall. this does mean that they will have a bit of a timer here on the side of FPX to move on in. LQH trying to find something.
Flash away, not going to be enough. LQH solo bolo time and best
60 seconds before plates are going to be disappearing. And now LQH can just recall after this, spend his gold, move on over. I mean, to be honest, maybe he doesn't. He doesn't have ultimate anymore. There's no equalizer. I don't think it's a play. It looks like FPX is going to try to make a turn.
Aro takes the free impale onto the Hank, has the damage dealers behind him. Gifted kill over to Sorrow. One impale, one kill.
Okay, start up the dragon now here for FPX. You already have kind of come to the decision. Yes, we've lost our trust here. For BLG, I think we just need to drop this dragon and look towards the Rift Herald. We have 5 grubs. We already got the first dragon. I think that this is an objective that's going to be really, really cumbersome if they lose this fight.
We're stepping up. Dragon's already gone, though.
Shockwave.
Shockwave does a ton of value, but Jue is hit by the dredge line. Split fight on both sides. Ultimate's being dropped by the junglers. With the health bar gone for Sorrow. Bot commits the arcane shift forward. Does have to flash out. Jue kept safe by the public execution from Seer. In goes Loiyu. Does not find a low health target.
From having access to the Rift Herald, they are now also going to grab the mid-tier one. So what this means for FPX, hopefully, is that they'll be able to use this to...
Saw how integral mid lane prio was in the last Fun Plus Phoenix game. Didn't really have control of a lot of those mid lane turrets. Oh boy, Sheer. Once again jumped on by LQH. Has the equalizer if he wants it. Public execution does not get him out. Instead brings him back even closer to LQH. There's the equalizer. No flash for Sheer. It's deja vu this time towards the bot side. LQH smites down Sheer.
This YXL now, because of that teleport away from this top lane, could end up actually pushing another wave here, but maybe afraid as they don't have a ton of vision. Jue just made the escape of a lifetime. Okay, we're getting a fight.
Behind. Cyclone, Jue has to flash away. There's the second bout of YXL. He didn't want the split push all. He wants the kills. Jue has to pay for his transgressions, and now that
with Jue going down, they've lost access to their mid wave. We've seen that top wave. They've had to send Sheer. I think they might be in bed. It is 2 a.m. for those people. If they're on the West Coast, maybe for our East Coast friends who are up a little bit early. We've got an ARAM here sitting in position. Dragon
another
spawning.
flank.
LQH.
Oh my gosh, YXL just leveled Care. Didn't even have a chance in the world. Sorrow only able to escape thanks to the transversing of the terrain.
In the future, or cut this wave high in mid lane and try to assault this mid tier 2. As I was thinking, okay, that was a lot of ultimates used. That was almost every single ultimate except Leo used. So maybe there was in my mind,
deal with the Azir damages online, and LQH is just so far accelerated. You have to worry about where this Rumble is on these flanks, where the equalizer looks, and maybe just picking up side lanes if you're Care, because you blink and you've got Loiyu right on top of you. That teleport was a bit too late. Sheer shows up to the party without any friends. He's surrounded by the enemy. Making a bit of a fight here with Jue and Sorrow finally showing up. They're able to get the slam into the wall, and down goes Loiyu, impaled down onto YXL, gets the stream and shuffle onto 2, and YXL wants all the smoke, and he's got the teammates to back him up. Where did that true shot barrage come from? Because Bot's able to rescue a kill back for FPX, but the fight continues. LQH on the flank finds Bot, knocks him down, gets the slow onto Jue, piercing arrow, able to get enough damage with the flame spinner. It's a double to LQH as he goes juggernaut in this game. Gives control over to the Baron Pit, though, at the very least for BLG Jr. Care going to get that tier 1 back on the bot side.
On the Dragon. Even if FPX decide right now they can start the Baron, it'll already be 10 seconds too late. They're going to grab themselves a tier 1 in trade, and BLG Jr. put themselves up on soul point
fighting
here.
For this mid lane wave control. Azir turret trying to pay homage to its fallen true turret. Gets paid by YXL. FPX really trying to push these waves up. Bot playing on the front line. Ever present. Got to be worried about those dredge lines. And oh, what an arcane shift. He dodges YXL's Shuriman shuffle. And on the backside, the shockwave knocks YXL low. Bot is still on the retreat, but he's able to stay up and strong. And here comes Sheer teleporting in. Zhao Rui knocks down Sorrow. And Sheer is just not tanky enough to really continue that fight. So despite Bot's heroics, Bot wants to go back towards this dragon. So does LQH, but he's walking into treacherous territory. There's a big Mystic shot. Look how low Loiyu is it just feels like there's no way to safely contest this Dragon unless they just gain control of the river, because FPX was worried about that mid wave. Now they're just trying to turn and burn it before FPX can figure this out. They're still clearing out vision. The Dragon is below 3,000. There's not going to be a contest at all. It's too late.
Damage with this team. And look at who's already back. They have Equalizer available. Instead, I really want to see FPX look for the turn.
Cyclone available in mere seconds for Loiu. Baron below half HP, still a ton of room to play with. Equalizer down the backside, and with the Emperor's Divide, it's a sweet as can be pick. Sheer edgeway drop, and now the Baron is immediately halted for FPX.
There we go. They wanted to make the turn. It was a Scryer's Bloom coming in, sweeps all of FPX alongside YXL and LQH. Great setup from the Hank, and that's going to turn into their Chemtech Soul. It's going to turn into BLG's Baron, unless Sorrow makes a massive steal.
Sorrow just walks in and walks out with the Baron. How does that happen? Sure, he'll pay his price with his life, but it's another huge stall for Funplug's Phoenix.
Go for both of these lanes. They're crashing at the same time. Kair's actually sitting in Fog of War right now, ready to push. Massive gold swing about to come in here. Some of the resources on the bottom side of the map here get their bottom tier 2 as well. This should kind of catapult them, despite BLG Jr. having 5 of the grubs.
Look at this setup from FPX, though. They're succeeding so much space around this Drake pit, allowing, kind of inviting a flank here from Loiu on this Wukong. We saw a very influential Wukong from EDG, and both teams are terrified of old Greybeard.
Ooh,
there's the
nice.
first catch. Great Zanyas from YXL. Gets away from the shockwave. Impale gonna grab one. They're gonna try to burn through the Hank. He gets the depth charge off. In goes YXL way deep, but he doesn't find the mark. It's okay though, because his team cleans up from front to back. A flash forward from Loiu finds another kill onto Kair. And it's gonna have to be bot. The big hero has all of the time in the world. The True Shot Barrage does not get the steal. Elder Baron onto 4 for the juniors of BLG.
Oh, bot wants to keep going for this. Maybe they try to push in on mid. They see where Hank and Zhao Ryu is. It's going to be Loiu.
He's a maniac.
And he's going forward.
Oh, flashes over the dredge line. Bot still trying to do it all on his own. Loiu just has more than enough damage to blow through him. Elder buff to secure it. Bot only finds as aggressive and confident as ever. And FPX, even with no Elder on 2 of the main carries,
trying to get more than kind of just one structure, because they are so heavily
top
indexed.
side. But you called it out well, Alk. They need to use these grubs and Barons together. Equalizer down for LQH. Doesn't get a ton of value there. Just trying to maybe zone Kair and company away, but that ultimate's going to be down for
here. We haven't seen Kair link up with any of his teammates. Bot.
No. Oh my god, the damage to Zhao Rui on that piercing arrow was monstrous. And it felt inevitable with how aggressive bot wants to play. Picked off for nothing.
When is the wave going to get here, though? Ooh, they're summoning the Azir turret, so they really want to get that. The aggression of bot coming to a head here, as now he's just so far up in mid. With him being taken down, BLG can very easily just walk on in, use their grubs, and start to assault the inhibitor line. It's going to be them cracking open the base. It only took them 20 minutes, but at this point, if you're BLG Juniors, you're taking every win you can get. It's 25 seconds before the Ezreal's alive, and they're going to try to look for an end.
Equalizer onto Kair. Flash forward from LQH. He really wants Kair, but he's got interrupted by Sheer. Into the stasis LQH goes. They're not going for the kills. They're just going for the Nexus. Upgrade BLG from the
Junior. Here, you've got a lot of fantastic ultimates to lock it. I actually really like this in this composition.
So I wonder how this interaction works.
Out there, right? Kind of just get something back if you can. But it's a 3v1 right now on the bot side, and even without Xiaohao looking over there. Now finally going to get the TP in to try to pop back in. As Sasa actually going right in immediately. Pop this Oscar trying to get the DPS down onto YCX. His homie was there, and it made absolutely no difference. But now Sasa able to get decent wave down, but as he's thinning this out, he's able to flash away from the damage from Awesome, and it doesn't matter at all.
Wow. Okay, so not only item discrepancy, not a completed boots here for the Kalista, something that she has to use with her martial poise, and you look in bottom lane, I mean, Awesome already has the sheen. Ooh, Angel, no flash.
I'm able to go right in. Got the knockup, expended the flash, but that is absolutely worth it. Now he's on the board. One
So
kill
that
for
they're
him.
gonna lose the dragon. We've got Grub spawning in 15 minutes, or 15 seconds, and we still have big
Takes into that basket. But, like you said, even though Awesome has fallen behind a little bit. Hang on a second here. Xiao might be in a little bit of trouble. Sasa, excuse me, actually able to flash away. The Phoenix stance out. ZDZ flashes over. He follows him. Wait, popping in with the pop blossom. Very nicely done. ZDZ grabs the kill. He's on the board with his first one of the game.
And there it is now with Grubs in their back pocket. Can they actually trade? They've got 3 members hitting this top tier 1. It's a second plate here coming in. Great split view coming in from our observers. And instead they want to try to find Climber. Tangle Barbs don't find anybody in this play. And XUW.
He commits the flash forward, actually gets the stolen equalizer, but it's responded immediately, and he gets taken off the map. A taste of his own medicine. Gravity well dropped, almost caught Sasa immediately on the TP back.
Hampering on wanting to get that objective for themselves, but alongside those kills,
as Climber, like you said, every single ultimate available here. It feels like this could be the fight that blows the game open. It's all been on the top side of the map. That's where we're looking. TP is going to come in here from ZDZ. He's got his equalizer, not quite level 11 just yet. But we'll be able to have a big impact on this fight regardless. Angel looking for a flank. Angel, Xiao able to get the Cyclone down, but there goes the Kalista ult. Rumble using the back line here. YCX got to be careful here. He's able to shield himself just a little bit. Stolen Nico ult. Grabbed by XUW, but not able to use. Meanwhile, on the other side, Sasa running riot through the team, but his team can't help him out. Double kill on the other side for ZDZ. Pops it at the
They're going to take a mid-tier 1. They can look to try to potentially even contest for the Herald, but I think what
trajectory, man. It's been, from what I've seen, this is someone to watch, right? We've kind of painted this group as, look, if you're an LDL enjoyer, right? If you are someone who is looking forward to kind of the futures of...
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of league orgs, to be honest. They got like one big split, one big year, and then
absolutely wild to go half the year not playing, potentially, as Shelly crashes her beautiful head into the bot tier 2. Wingborn Storm gonna go out and do a little bit of damage, thin the wave out ever so slightly, but Angel, that's top lane tier 1. But I will say, EDG, they just played the map better in this mid game. They really haven't felt like as Climber has to pop the Crescent Guard, gets half his health taken away in the blink of an eye, taken away pretty much any opportunity you've got for an engage. There's the Chaos Storm, heads into the back line, all the ults being used here, and even as the hostile takeover does come back here, maybe gives LGD a way to back into this one here. Xiao just so low, big ol' TP, is it in time? XQW doesn't have any stolen ultimates yet, but he grabs the pop blossom. We're gonna turn this LGD. He gets 3, able to turn it around. LGD look dead in the water. The damage comes in from the other side, but it's not enough. Just every single click of their R button. And now they just push LGD away, so they got what they came for, a much cleaner version.
Close, if not already done with upgrading all of his spells. So I'm just looking forward to that single team fight where
potentially in a fight, it's just going to be XQW now if he's trying to be creative with the TP angle. Speaking of cheeky angles, Xiao coming in from the other side of the world. Equalizer goes down, goes in, able to get locked up there by the handshake. Not able to get the R2 there as Climber has to TP or flash away. He gets the kill count on him. The Ignite goes down, trying to buy some time for the rest of his team. The hostile takeover goes out, but gets really not much at all. 2 for 0. Is that
float comfortably into that dragon that is spawning in 3.5? Seems like LGD, they don't want to go into the night quite yet. They want to try to contest XQW with a Wukong ultimate.
That actually looking pretty good. Wing has to play bodyguard, get into the back line here. They do secure the Baron. Crucially, Xiao able to lock that one up. Xiao getting his first kill of the game. Able to get a big one there onto Wing just for the 5s, but it is a 4 for 1 at the right where it feels like you're waiting for like LGD right now. They just got to wait for EDG to make mistakes, right? There was the one Rut-Row moment where they ripped every ult to try to get that mid tier 2, and XQW was able to get a fantastic engage off right now, and that's kind of what you're looking for right now because they're playing out the correct side of the map here. Lane assignments are pretty good, right? ZDZ, we haven't really talked about him in a while. He's 5-0-5, 100% KP. He's on 2.5 items. He is the most terrifying member of this team. Already got the anti-heal in, but he gets pushed up against the wall here as Sasa looking for a way to go back in. Hostile takeover goes down against the Nico corner. Not much else. Xiao going back in beautifully. The Pop Blossom followed up on the Cyclone. The stolen Nico ult does jack squat. Awesome trying to pop off, but will be denied by Xiaoya doing his darndest in these fights, but he really can only get a little bit. It's a triple. They might be able to end here.
Yeah, that looks like it's going to be the end of the game. Baron on their backs here, 15-4. Xiaoya, it's been great to see you in this game, but it's just not been quite enough. Great job from EDG to kind of close this one out and reinstill hope in the fan base after what was a disappointing loss coming into FPX.
They needed that. If you're all the time, it's not good here. Taking over with the Sejuani Yone synergy is crazy. That's part of the reason why these champs have been they've been seen with each other the whole pretty much the entirety of last year. As YCX has to flash away, very nice handshake, able to get that off just before he flashed away, and now Xiaoya able to get a decent.
A team that's fairly immobile for the most part, and they're making a level 1 invade immediately.
Yeah, got to try to get something back here. Is XQW looking to go forward here, getting okay damage down, but this counter-strike is going to land there onto Climber. He's going to be set very far back here. He's got to flash away, but Care goes forward. A great start to the game for him. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the FPX mid laner, and they're not done just yet. Sheer
job from FPX of protecting their jungle camps, as that invade could have potentially turned into some pretty bad looks. Xiaoya, though,
yeah, Xiaoya as YCX able to get on the wrong side of the train tracks. Another great handshake. Very nicely done by the LGD support. And now Shui not able to get the damage down onto Xiaoya. He might be able to get something.
Going to see that. It's probably not going to come true, but I can always imagine. I can always hope. Is starting up Grubs pretty early on. I think it's a really tough position here. FPX to have zero purchase into this river.
No, they've got no way in. You've got Sheer to be able to take some attention away from that top side, but that's kind of about it. Bot looking to go forward here. Nature's Grasp goes out as Sasa usually hits level 6 before this fight. The knockup is there. Sara has to flash away, but into certain death. Xiaoya able to get the damage down and secure the grubs for LGD.
They just have more impactful ultimates, right? Like Silas early, because we've already lost the 2v2 bottom lane. And now we're going to be moving in. You're going to be late on the kind of shuffle of putting Jack somewhere else. He's going to probably have to deal with this 2v2. XQW can actually find this with the Recon ultimate.
Yeah, I was going to say, he lands a charm there onto the Soul Unbound. It would get the Fate Seal dodge. And if he can get enough healing from what he's got in his kit, maybe able to flash away as he saw Sorrow. Yeah, and he's kind of the one that you gotta play defense here as XQW. He's seen on a ward here. Sorrow does have the Glacial Fissure. Care doesn't have ult for 5 more seconds, but he'll have it up whenever this dive does go off. It's a 4 versus 3. Handshake goes down, and Shui is just deleted immediately. Climber locked up, though, as Xiaoya takes the tower shot and flashes right into Care. Care goes forward with the Fade Seal. Xiaoya gets the bailout, but not enough damage comes in to get the takedown. Climber able to rip one right back. So at the end of the day, a 1-for-1, actually. No, 2-for-1. Shui did die there.
And Sasa gets to hit this mid wave. I mean, Sheer.
As Sheer gonna get locked up, but just hitting the wave here. Those objectives were traded like we were saying. Up on the top side, Climber with secure grubs number 4, 5, and 6, and Sorrow grabbing that Hextech trade.
Ooh, well, I was talking about this earlier. When you have 6 grubs, you can never, as the enemy team, not match the opponents. You always have to find them.
Still engaged there by XQW. That's just what this man does. Able to grab the kill there for Climber. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands there onto Care. Max freaking range. Trying to quote-unquote rebuild for a while, right? But the 2019 glory days are long, long behind. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow instant cleansed by bot. But it goes Climber, able to get the Cyclone off. Also takeover won't land, but the Nature's Grasp goes out. My goodness, all these high impact ultimates being used here. But Care looking for the win. Kid gets the Fade Seal on the 3. Big damage taken by the rest of LGD. And now he's going to give it his team a way back into this fight, a way back into this game. It's a double kill. XQW has the Chains of Corruption, able to land it there onto Sheer, flashes away. LGD looks like they might come out the winners in this one just barely here. A lot of blood spilled on both sides. A 2-for-2 actually for both these sides, Alex. So that kind of leads you to think, okay, it's whoever kind of gets to the fight first, pushes their buttons first. But we saw that wasn't necessarily the case there. LGD kind of pushed their buttons first, but XPX crucial misses. Can't insta-cleanse that one. Bot gets lit up. Good night, sweet prince.
There we go. Doesn't have the cleanse, and cleanse is a much longer cooldown than Ash Ultimate. Thank you, Riot Games, and that just means they're going to be able to rip open a huge kill right to start in before the dragon spawns. They have 6 grubs if they want it. They'll take this mid-tier one. They'll take the objective as well. Sasa, I don't think you're doing anything to this Jax champion. I'll be 100% honest with you. You're playing Maokai.
I'm sure trying to leave some of it as FPX trying to get something back here. They should be able to topple this mid-tier 1. Care's got to be careful. Doesn't go too far forward, though. XQW does have a way into this one. Doesn't have the hijack back, so not able to steal a big high-impact ultimate here. But actually not able to as the Glacial Prison, goes wide. And also take over on the way back. Permafrost attacks do go down. XQW's kind of taken out of the fight here as YCX is the sacrificial lamb. And we all agree.
Okay, thought we were going to see maybe the Ashe start to kind of walk up and start to put pincushions for Sheer to kind of deal damage to him, and eventually he actually turns into a drain tank versus this champion. So 6 grubs, demolish, it's a bot tier 1.
Flash, but it was a dash, my eyes deceived me there, and I all the color drained from my face, and he was going to blow flash on that, but the transfer arrows, man,
sure.
they've been
distracting.
Yeah,
without the mid-tier 1, it's really easy for LGD to basically just walk in, oh my god, we're fighting.
Vision goes forward there, and the quickness able to get down there onto the clone, but
let's go Climber.
Not going to go better that time. Kara whiff it on that one as XQW able to grab the quickness, not able to pop it just yet, but he doesn't even have to as Sheer shows up late to the fight, but the rest of his team seem to be doing okay here, but he's got to get forward if he wants any purchase on this one. Now they're looking like they're going to turn around onto Sheer. Kara going forward there, able to lock up Climber, not enough, gets the bailout here. They can get the takedown onto Sheer, not enough there, but the fight split on 2 fronts as YCX of all people able to get the kill there onto Sheer. 2 for 1 in favor of LGD. They lengthened their lead ever so slightly.
Watch what YCX is able to do with this handshake. Care comes back over the wall, and this handshake just gets him right in the middle of it. Stuns both of them. Great job coming in from LGD, and we're fighting again for the dragon.
Climber able to clone forward there, has the smite. Shades of Corruption do land there from XQW. Very nicely done. Locks him up in the tri-brush, but big damage coming in on the back end. Your bot, he's taken out of the fight. Care able to get a big fade seal on the 2 there. Will it be enough? Counter-strike goes out, but is the damage too much? Sheer doing his darndest to get in there. He's got a triple kill. Is this the pop-off game we've been waiting for? The counter-strike gonna be flashed out of by XQC, but Bot able to go forward and grab that kill, mopping it up for the rest of his team. It's a 4 for 4. 2 left here.
PX not really playing, or sorry, LGD not playing with their damage dealers. We're getting another fight over this dragon, and now it's a Sejuani ult taken here by XQW.
The fun never stops. XQW trying to bodyguard up front there, but it is Sorrow that takes away that dragon. Into the back line he goes. Care taken completely out of the fight. XQW on an absolute rampage right now, creating so much space for his team. They're just pinballing poor Care in and out of that choke point, but the Glacial Prison does go in. It's not enough as the Soul Unbound hoovers him into certain death. XQW
with a bodyguard for this objective. You're going to try and keep this Sejuani out. Doesn't seem like FPX are really going to be able to get in quite yet. He gets spotted here in mid. Great job from Bata to get this mid turret. Sheer just jumps in.
Yeah, I thought he was going for the Hail Mary there, but LGD held their cool. Sorrow trying to get in on the choke.
Whoa,
right
wait a minute.
The Corruption do miss, but the Fossil Takeover able to go out, but crucially they lock up Sorrow. He's not able to do much and able to get into the pit. Damage coming out. Permafrost axe going out on the XQW, but he will walk away. FPX might have the turn they wanted here. It was enough damage done by the Baron. They got back out of the map in time. Sorrow going forward, launching himself into certain doom for the sake of his team. He survives. Everyone survives. The Baron.
All you have to do is just stop them. You do not need to commit further than that. And LGD may have thrown this game in the last 5 minutes. They've been making play after play that's going in the favor of FPX. Climber trying to find something. He's going to get the Yone ult. Great job from Care. They just need to finish the Baron.
Beautiful, and you blew the Wukong ult crucially. So not only did you trade those ultimates, that was great.
The Baron is going to last long enough that they're going to put themselves at soul point potentially in 2.5 minutes time. I think we may have just seen the comeback.
Ooh, hang on a second here. Speaking of Twisted Advance, it does land there, but the quickness popped by Jue. Sorrow getting a ton of damage onto him, and just as you say that, they FPX themselves in the mid lane. Care?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
good def.
No.
I'll take
Fair
that.
enough.
We get 2 turrets here. We've now also gotten the teleport from XQW. Care's sitting in top lane. We're the team with 6 grubs. We're getting ran around the map right now by a team that just now was able to come back into this. Care, getting the ultimate in 8 seconds. If he can survive, he can press Q, maybe get out.
Yeah, he's got a chance here, but it is a slim one. Soul Unbound. He's going to wait. Climber's waiting right there, able to get the Wukong ult off. Cyclone back off cooldown. But But for every time something bad happens in impactful ultimates, you saw that working really well in LGD's favor. But FPX, right, like you said, if nothing else, just because they have more consistent damage right now, it seems like these longer fights are favoring them. But also, they are just crucially hitting a lot more of their spells in these team fights, it seems like.
Okay, so we're getting set up here. Dragon now spawning. It's nobody's soul. It's going to be soul point here. 3 dragons apiece if FPX can grab this for themselves. We're getting a fight in top lane, and fantastic job from Sheer. That is no more Nature's Grasp as Carrot gets out Flash.
Here, able to flash away, trying to go back in with the Fade sealed. In goes the rest of the damage of the CC. It's not enough. Hostile takeover goes out. Gonna clip bot. Just kidding, it will not. On the other side, like you said, no ult, no problem. Sheer able to get the solo bolo. Able to take down that top tier 2, but on the other side, LGD get a much needed breather, secure their second dragon of... Excuse me. Everyone knows where everyone is. That's for dang sure. Everyone's got their TPs up as well, but it is LGD, like we were saying, that are going to start up this Baron. Way. Going around the long wall there. Nature's Grasp goes out. It's only going to clip Starro. Not going to get anything else, but there's no damage at all. Glacial Prism goes out. XQW going to buy his time. Wisp and stopwatch. Sheer trying to get into the back line. Disrupt brings Hostile Takeover goes out, but it doesn't get anybody. XQW steals the Fade Seal. Able to go back in. Hoovers himself back out, but meanwhile, Sheer is completely surrounded. Buys the time with the stopwatch, but the rest of his team not going to re-engage. He gets left out to dry. And LGD looking like they saw their moment. They saw their window that they needed to get in. And boy, did they re-engage. Bot almost facing certain death. They're able to cleanse out of things, but he's not going to have that up for a potential dragon fight. Again, it's just a third one. The objective itself isn't important, but on the other side of things, LGD able to get something with care now as they've somehow wrested control back in this one. Oh, we've got an absolute...
It comes off of the fact that they won the Baron fight. Then they move into mid lane. Getting that flash out from bot means that they can continue to push in mid and in bottom lane, so they get themselves a structure.
3 to 5 seconds, so it was going to be back up regardless. But Sheer, yeah, he's going to take the scenic route, and he's going to show, and that means that, again, LGD are just going to pull the trigger. Sheer's got a back. He's got to do something here, but instead, going to thin the wave, be able to get that inhibitor. Again, Nature's Grasp not going to be available, so maybe they can pull off this Mondo Pincer. Maybe Sheer saw the 5-head play all along. Galaxy Brave, he does get hit by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Counter-Strike goes out, able to land there onto XQW. Chains of Corruption do not land at all. Sasa buying time. Into the backline goes Dway with a big quickness. He gets a no charm there. Surely they don't screw this up. Care goes in with a Fade Seal. The damage is way too much.
One more.
But re-engage. The stopwatches buy so much time for LGD. They turn it around. It looks so sick. Dway got the Rakan of the century, but it wasn't enough. LGD on the back of a climber. Triple kill in the end of the game. Turn this one around and finally put it to bed.
LDL representatives, LGD, they won the LDL, and they show that the 1 seed can at the very least beat some of the teams in the LPL. It's going to be FPX, unfortunately, going down 0-3
into Zyrakan, like you said, pretty good for putting pressure on him. Go back in, doesn't depends on
hook.
what skill he took first. The hook is going to be back up. Awesome, able to rejoin his team in a much safer position here. Hook again does land immediately onto ZDZ, and it's so quick. It is a death hook for the Hank. Doing his best 4x4 impression on the Nautilus.
It's been a long time since we've seen Angel at the top of the table in terms of LPL, and we'll see what that turns into here as we're about to start a fight around the Grubs.
ZDZ immediately going there, level 6, public execution, goes right in, does LQH. Definitely a flash out there, ZDZ follows him with the flamethrower, excuse me. Xiaohao able to get forward there as finally Luoyu, that's the name I was trying to spit out with the correct pronunciation, but it didn't really happen. Point is, EDG.
Oh, one more!
Get forward, he throws a rocket at Bessa, taking a taste of your own medicine. 4 for 0, or 3 for 0, the kill score now 4-0.
I thought we were going to see maybe... Look, there's no Talia in the game, but of course, Skarner, most recently released, maybe alongside Ambessa, and he does it better than her, man. Throw another rock. Just make sure he gets a kill for himself. And 4-0, like you were saying, we saw the bot lane.
He has very much equalized this one. No pun intended there with his 2 assists. And now EDG looking for a collapse here. Angel looking to go forward, but he might not get there in time as Wink just gets locked up and deleted. BLG Jr. able to strike immediately, but the Impale comes through onto my goodness, what able to get these names right. Lulayu, excuse me, he gets back forward with the flash ult in Heartbreaker, just barely escaping Angel with one more auto. Do you think he thought he was dead?
Yeah, he had it ready to go. I don't know if maybe he was on the edge of the auto attack, maybe just canceled it, but that's incredibly close. The fact that no one from BLG Jr. goes down, and I mean, look, despite YXL not dying, that minion wave that is just being crashed on mid and completely going missing is really hard to play. And right now, the bottom lane for EDG are trying to find a timer so they can recall. Also, EDG looking for this play. Nice use of the public execution.
Yeah, very nice to reposition there, but Zhao Hao able to grab the aggro crucially, and that's really all that ZDZ. And for those that were not with us during draft, hang on a second here. Shut up 4x4. We've got a fantastic Recon CC combo here. As Lulayu able to get out, didn't have flash, didn't need to blow it, didn't need to blow the Heartbreaker either. Maybe if he can get in and get a reset, that's his avenue back into this one. Depth charge goes out. Shreema Shuffle not going to find its mark. Wink is a slippery bugger, but he does find his way into the gray screen eventually. Chaos Storm goes out. The Equalizer will take care of the rest. BLG Juniors get tossed to the 4 wins as EDG mop another fight up 2-0.
YXL is in shambles right now because he uses his Shreema Shuffle, goes in with the flash, and then the Hank gets the kill credit. So he just used all of that just to get an assist. It's not what he wanted. There's going to be Awesome now sitting in mid Wayla thanks to the wave states that they're in and kind of the matchups that are currently occurring.
Now YXL, he might be next on the menu. I hope you like Poultry gets smothered. He had no shot out of that. Absolutely brutal. ZDZ put him on a poster.
I got to take a look. Thank you to our observers for doing a bit of a target framing onto Angel because there's no visual indicator. 100. Once he gets on either 3 kills or something like that, he's going to be on his way to having the upgraded ultimate. So it's Azir doesn't get to play the game where it's like, okay, after I farmed him enough, it's like Syndra, right? Like Syndra's very comparable to oh, Angel's just flashing. He wants to get away from the ult.
Public execution across the screen he goes, trying to buy some time here, but the equalizer, comes out.
There
and
it is.
will spell the fate of the end of Ambessa. LQH goes down. Awesome, not even in that fight, didn't even need to join it. But he's happy to be here. Lays down some feathers, maybe get some CC over the wall. Not going to be the case. Shelly ramming her head into not the tier 1, but the tier 2.
Oh, knock him away, knock him away!
He gets run down by Shelly as the tower is taken in his face. Right back in we go. Jaha says, we're not done here, baby. Out pop the Void Grubs, the Chicken Nuggets feasting on the bot lane tier 2. What a push by EDG.
All the dreams here for BLG Jr. looking like it is more than likely that they're going to be finishing second here.
Tell us exactly the upgrades, I don't think, unless something I'm missing about this
No,
info
I
package.
wish it gave it to nope. Alright, doesn't even show it on here. So they're gonna try and make a play on the ZDZ.
ZDZ gets flung back into the Gromp, but he says, alright, I'll just get a melee range of you and lock you. Just kidding! Lulayu with a big bit of burst damage.
Top tier 2, same thing with Awesome. He's sitting in mid, pushing on these waves. Great job from EDG to play the map and make sure that they're still trying to get as much value from this. And I kind of wanted to quickly talk about BLG Jr. since he has the most amount of experience from anybody on this team. Xiaorua is actually a completely new player alongside the Hank. So this BLG Jr. roster, the fact that with very little like stage presence,
better LPL teams, you know, even as this game starts to look like it's getting out of control here as ZDZ is just going for another solo bolo here, but will find himself on the business end of the Shreema Shuffle. LQA should be able to mop this one. Oh my goodness! ZDZ, man, got a 1-for-1 on that. That's messed up.
He almost got the 1-for-1 on the last. Keep pushing on that mid wave, but there's no turret for you. We've got Void Grubs. We're going to hit this mid tier 2 and take all of the outer structures here. Angel can keep walking up. I don't know what we're afraid of here, guys. I just want to make sure it's the perfect style for them. Wow. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, YXL's playing some hide and seek. He goes forward, gets the big Shreema Shuffle there onto ZDZ. Angel buying time with the stopwatch. On the other side, Lulayu able to grab the kill, but it's 2 more for the carries of EDG as they start to mop this one up. The fight reconverges, and the Impale will be the cherry on top of a 5-for-0 ace for EDG.
Massive fight right there. He's being super engaged. I think he's also playing with a lot of confidence.
It's funny. Very, very cool to see. Just really good, clean, peak Xayah gameplay using every part of her kit. No, hats off, man. Hats off to the kid. Yes, they're ahead a lot of gold, and now even more, but you still got to execute. You can still get blown up with one false step here. As Xiaohao and company with the 4-1 split. We've seen this movie before, Alk. I think literally 2 games ago, we saw this exact setup, basically rumble in the mid lane as they try to push their way through. Who was it in game 1? It was LGD, EDG versus FPX. Yeah, yes. And it was, yeah, the exact same setup here, and they got the picks they wanted in this one. Forwent a ban, not for nothing, as the equalizer minus man in the back.
Don't need it.
Xiao, yeah, guess not. YXL using his mobility defensively, they're able to get an inhib out of this with the Baroned up cannon minions. They turn their eyes to the Dragon, redemption for the vibe, just to make sure no one gets in any sort of trouble here, as Xiaohao could look for an engage here, does get the Ishtal's impact into the Impale. Azir not allowed to play the game. Wink goes into the backline, gets everybody with the quickness as Angel free firing in the backline on the Victor, getting the resets on the Chaos Storm, shoves them into their base. They might be able to end here. They're certainly going to try. One tower goes down, into the backline goes Victor, but gets absolutely nothing. Victor able to get another one here. And how about the double, the triple for Angel? Maybe get another one here. It's just for the vibes. It's just the dots, the eyes, and cross.